Hey guys, Jonathan here, back in the workshop, and today it's the battle of the drawers. We've got Milwaukee Packout, their new 4-drawer system, versus the DeWalt classic Toughsystem, which is a 2-drawer setup. So the Packout and the Toughsystem, they're both great systems, and we've talked a lot about them on the channel. We've got loads of videos covering both of these, and we're not going to be talking about the advantages of the sets themselves, the way they clip together, how good they are, because they're both fantastic systems. So what are we going to be looking at? Well, it is effectively their Shadowfoamability. How easy is it to get your hand tools organised in these with a shadow foam insert? Because I do think one of the best uses for these two is organising hand tools. Because if you just need a knife, a tape measure, screwdriver, whatever it is, you don't want to be lifting boxes off boxes to get to the bottom of your stack. And obviously with the drawers, there's none of that. You can literally just undo the clamp, pull the drawers out, loads of room in there for a shadow foam insert, all your hand tools. But let me know in the comments, which brand do you go with? Is it Milwaukee? Is it DeWalt? Is it another brand? Makita, Ryobi, Bosch, Skill? Even if you don't comment very much on YouTube, just drop one word. We'll do a count up and then we'll see who wins in the next video. So let's see which one works best with shadow foam, and we'll start off with the Milwaukee Packout. Right, so we'll start with the Packout. These are about £195 currently in the UK, anywhere from about £190 to £210 you can pick these up for. Now we make inserts, they're on the website already, and they are CNC cut to fit directly into these drawers, and they just literally push fit in, and they're a nice tight fit all the way around. And I'm going to be going for 30mm inserts in these drawers, because the drawers, let me get the tape measure, are 60mm deep, all 4 of them, and that'll still give us a good 20-25mm clearance above the insert, which is perfect. Another thing I love about the Packout box, which is pretty unique, a lot of these drawer systems don't have this. They've got this locking bar, so it kind of stows away under there, it pulls out, clips in, and you can put a padlock on there and lock it all up. So if you're on site, you can kind of roll this into a corner and lock it up. You know, as long as they don't roll the whole cabinet away, no one's going rifling through the drawers. So, great system. All we need now is some tools.
Just throw me over the tools.
So for tools, I wanted to put together a pretty good Milwaukee tool set. So it won't all be Milwaukee, but I had a few bits already. What did I have? I had the fastback knife, which I love. I've always loved this fastback knife. I've had this a while. It's got a nice feel in the hand. It's got kind of a spare blade, little drawer. And I have just ordered the new version, which has got a little bit adapter on the back. Looks really cool. I've seen some recommendations of it, so that might be going in our compact kit. And mentioning that, this Milwaukee pocket level came out of the compact kit, which you can go and watch here. This is like my boiled down tool set, really small, kind of in a pouch. This is great, it feels nice in the hand, but I've never really had much confidence in it, because you can kind of twist this dial and set it to any angle. The arrow is like, the point on it is about 1mm, and then the little dots are like 1/2 mil, so you never really fully feel that you've got it set properly, or I never did. So something like one of these. This was like $4.99 from Toolstation Till, and it's just a fixed level. And I only ever really need to level it like that, to be honest. Now this one is magnetic, and there are some other advantages to it, but let me know in the comments if you've got one of these, and if you have confidence in it, because I've not been sure, to be honest. So they're the Milwaukee tools I started out with. We've also got the ratchet screwdriver, which we can open up. There's a nice weight to this as well. So this came from Screwfix, and it's got some kind of screwdriver bits in the handle, and I think these are like long screwdriver bit, which is nice, because a lot of the time when you have one of these bit screwdrivers, you've only got a small bit and you can't get into any terminal slots, or any time that there's a screw that's recessed, you're knackered. But this has got like long blades that go into it, it's got a nice weight to it, it's got loads of teeth, all the teeth this has got. Feels quality, so that's a nice bit of kit. All the blades go in the handle and they come out nice and easy. That's the other thing with these sometimes. They can have all of these kind of bits in the handle, but like really difficult to get out, whereas these just slide in and out, and they're obviously held in with some sort of magnet because they kind of click. So that's nice. And to go with that is a full Milwaukee screwdriver set, which is great value. These are about $24.99 online. This one came from ITS, I think. 12 screwdrivers should be enough. I'm sure that'll be about 1/2 a drawer, and they feel pretty good. Quite a lot of them have got hexagon shafts on them, which means you can get an adjustable spanner on there to kind of get more torque on them if you need to. All seem pretty good, nice quality, all printed Milwaukee. What more do you need? And they've got a stubby. So I've got loads of tools from different tool sets over the years, and obviously I don't want to buy everything over and over again, but these are really great quality. I used these for a long time, and these are a Facon plier set. So it's snips, bull nose and long nose, and I've always quite liked them because they've got a little like springiness to them. They've got this little bit of plastic in there that's quite nice, quite easy. So I like those. They're going to go in the kit, and they kind of look like Milwaukee as well, don't they? So they're going to keep the colour scheme going. I'll get everything else out and then we'll do a layout. Right then, so that's all the tools laid out, and I've added a few bits to what I showed you earlier. So we've got a full set of Facon T-handle Allen keys, plus a set of the Wearer stainless steel Allen keys, and a cheap set of like Torx keys there. We've got a little torch as well. We've got the box level, which you saw, and we've got the Milwaukee pad saw. Then down here, we've got a set of the Wearer Jokers. Now these are just 19, 17, 13, 10, 8. So the metric sizes, they're just the most common metric sizes. And these Jokers are fantastic spanners. They're like a 12-sided and a 6-sided wrench. So they're really, really cool. Then we've got Backo. Love Backo spanners, always have. These are really old ones that I've had for a long, long time. They're really good. I always had one of those in my pocket when I was working in factories. And obviously the 10-inch version's great as well for bigger stuff. And then we've got a set of nut spinners. These are Weha. Again, common sizes, but they go down to 5.5 mil because they're like for motor terminals and stuff. And then we've got another little Weha. This is like a panel key, which folds down nice and small, which is cool. And then we've got a little volt stick. This came from Toolstation, to be fair. I just picked this up whilst I was getting some Milwaukee stuff, and I think that was about $6.99, $7.99. And a little volt stick. They are quite cool. You put batteries in them, and then if you hold it next to any cable with a bit of power in it, it glows. You wouldn't want to trust your life with it, but it's quite cool. It's a nice little addition to this set, which is great. We've got the Milwaukee screwdriver set, everything I've already showed you, and then up here, we've got this Knipex pair of Cobras, which are great. They're just like pipe grips, which everyone knows. If you're using tools, you'll know the quality of Knipex gear, or Knipex, throwback to Colin Furze there.
But you call it Knipex, I call it Knipex, and I asked them, and apparently it's Knipex.
Which is the last of the options that I would have...
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Knipex myself.
It's a pretty well-rounded out tool set. It is missing a lot of stuff. Let me know in the comments. Always interesting to hear, and I reply to all comments as well. So quite interested to hear what you think of that. But that's all that done. So now time to cut some foam. And when it comes to cutting foam, all I'm gonna need is our cutting kit. That's got everything I need in it. Get my glove on, get the scalpel on the handle, and let's get to cutting. There we go. So I've cut all 4 inserts, and it's a really simple process. If you've not seen it before, all you have to do is lay the item where you want it to go. Then you take the scalpel out of the cutting kit, make sure you've got a sharp blade on there. Then you draw around the item. You're using the scalpel like it's a pencil. So you're going all the way around the item. You're trying to capture the silhouette or the shape on the foam. Once you've gone all the way around and you've met back up the start, you take the item out of the way and then you cut down deeper. So for this knife here, it's 15, 20 mil. We want to cut down just past that. We don't want to go too far. It's a 30 mil insert. So I'm going to cut down about 20, 25 mil. Once you've gone all the way around, you want to basically peel back from one of the ends. So you just push your finger down the slit and then peel back the foam towards you. And then if you're not happy with how smooth the finish is on the teared out bottom, you can take one of the smoothing spinners. These are available on the website too. Everything I use is available on the website. I don't use, there's no secrets here. It's all on the website. So the smoothing spinners, I've got a 1/4 inch fitment, and they'll fit in any impact driver, or they'll fit in any combi drill or Dremel, anything like that you can use. I'll use it in our skill impact driver, fresh out of our skill power tool wall. Go and check that video out if you've not seen it. And that's it, that finishes it off. Right, so that is all the Milwaukee tools cut in, and I'm really happy with it. Firstly, it's all color coded. It's not all Milwaukee gear, but it's all color coded, and it's a pretty well rounded out set. I did make a couple of changes whilst I was doing it, and I added a couple of extra items. So I added this little stubby here. I also added a little scraper because there was a gap here, and they're always handy. I've got a few spare of those as well. I added a ruler, and I think that shows you basically a really well rounded tool set. So last thing, I've got to do some finger pulls. All I'm going to use for that is one of our stencil sets, because some of these items are going to need like a semicircle, and then most of it though is just going to have a rail, basically a track cut in. So for example here, we'll cut a track all the way across, and then all those items are going to be dead easy to get out. And for that, we're just going to use a long straight edge, and then we'll do the gap a ruler's width. So let's get the finger pulls done. Right, let's get them in the case. Right, that's them all in, and one thing I really like about these drawers, and the same with the DeWalt, is they are full extension. So they come all the way out and you can literally access right at the back of the drawer, which if you've only ever dealt with these kind of toolboxes, that might not seem special, but if you've ever looked at a roll cab, a metal roll cab, or any sort of metal toolbox with drawers, usually there's about 10-15% of the drawer is kind of trapped underneath, which is quite significant when you're putting a foam insert in there, because once the foam's in there, you really struggle to access anything at the back, which is brilliant. And all of the drawers are dead easy to pull out, dead really accessible, and you can literally get everything, which is the biggest benefit really of this box with the 4-drawer system. Obviously we're going to look at the DeWalt now, and I already know we're going to have to stack the inserts, but let's get the DeWalt set up and see how that one's going to do. Right, so next up is the DeWalt drawers, and we're matching up the Milwaukee 4-drawer with the DeWalt 2-drawer. Now, the astute of you might be thinking the 3-drawer is a little bit closer to the Milwaukee 4-drawer, but this we think is the best comparison because you can get 4 layers of tools in this one to match the 4 layers of tools in that one. The way you do it is you layer them up. So essentially, these drawers are full extension drawers just like the Milwaukee, and they're 100mm deep. So we can put a 30mm base layer in each, and then we can put a 50mm tray in each. And it gives us enough space on the top for the tools to kind of stand proud, which is what you want. And we're gonna get 4 full trays of tools in here, and that should be a pretty fair matchup. And obviously the Milwaukee's got its advantages, but this has got its advantages too. Namely, the big one is the price. This is 110 quid. It's a fair bit cheaper. The drawers are obviously wider. It's got handles on the sides. It's a different clipping mechanism. And I mean, as the name implies, they're a tough old box, these. So that's great. They don't lock, so that's one of the negatives for this. The Milwaukee has a really cool locking mechanism, which I think is a real benefit. And obviously the Packout range is much wider. There's a lot more variety in the Packout system than there is in the Toughsystem. All that being said, this is a great box, and I know one of our affiliates, Bradshaw Joinery, uses these drawers pretty much exclusively now. He's got all of his systems set up in this, and he's using it for power tools, hand tools, the lot. So we'll link his channel down in the description. We'll link that video actually. You can go and have a look at it if you're really interested in switching to DeWalt drawers or Milwaukee drawers and you want to see more drawer content. Go and check that out. And we've done a lot of DeWalt videos as well, so you can go and check those out as well. We'll put some links there. So all we need now is the foam inserts. So a twin pack of 30mm is $19.99 and a twin pack of 50mm is $24.99 on shadowfoam.com. These are available in 7 different colours, but we'll be using DeWalt yellow for this video. So all we need now is some tools.
I have to have my tools!
We didn't have to go out and buy some DeWalt tools for this. I already had some because we did a little bit of a DeWalt tool case a few months back now, and we used these demolition screwdrivers. This is like a heavy duty plier set, a tape measure and a knife, and the one disappointing thing about this kit we did is we never managed to fit in the biggest, probably most useful flathead screwdriver. So we can put all of that in the drawers and include the big screwdriver, which is nice. And also, I picked up this huge set from Costco. It was £115. It's got loads of stuff. Let's get it unboxed. Right, so I have actually had a good look at these tools before, and a couple of my kind of first impressions of it, because I've not used it yet, but I've looked at these tools, is it's missing a couple of standard sizes. It's not got a 10mm spanner or a 19mm, which is a bit weird. It's got an 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. And then if you're an American watching this video and you use standard wrenches, does this sound like a useful set? 5/8, 9/16, half, 7/16, and 3/8. It's quite a boiled down set of combination spanners there, and the shame of it is, there's not really enough to be useful. There's enough to look nice, it just seems a bit pointless to me, and they're not like stubby, they're quite like a little bit like awkwardly long, so I don't know whenever you're going to use an 11mm spanner at all. For me, the 13 and 17 are alright, maybe the 14 for the odd pneumatic stuff, but everything else is useless. The Allen key sets are great. We looked at Halfords last week, and when I was kind of complaining about how the quality of those was low, they are the cheapest, nastiest Allen keys and Torx keys you can get. These are a lot better. This set, like I say, is 115 quid. Those Allen key sets from Halfords were 15 each, so 30 quid for 2 sets. These are included, and they are better. They're strides ahead. Not the best ever, because they're not ball end. So, you know, if you were buying a set, I don't think I'd go for these, but much better quality than Halfords ones. And then the spanner sets as well. I mean, the ratchets are good. They're a fine tooth or teeth, as we had a lot of comments about. You've got a 1/2 inch, 3/8, 1/4 inch. The sets of sockets are pretty good, but again, they're a little bit weird because you've got metric sockets that go from 7mm all the way up to 18. And it's just a bit strange that you wouldn't just skip the 18 and put 19, because that's kind of what you're going to use. But overall, I do think this represents great value for 115 quid. And when you combine it with this, I think that's enough tools to ram this thing full and make a fair comparison between this and the Milwaukee set and see which one really feels like it's the most ideal for tools. So, next thing is let's get a layout sorted. So that's the layout sorted. I'll get my safety glove on and let's get cutting. Right, so that's all of the DeWalt tools cut in. I'm really happy with the layout and the overall finish we've got here. These two base layers here, we've cut everything in flush to the surface. So everything's cut right down, so there's nothing kind of protruding that's going to hold these up. We've gone for all of the sockets in size order. We've got all metric on this side, we've got the standard on this side, which I really like. We had a couple of gaps, so we've added a couple of stickers, and that's the two base layers looking great. On the top half here, we've added some handles on the side. So dead simple to do. We've literally just cut around a ruler's width to just make a handle there, and we've radiused the corners. And you can see the 50mm foam is really rigid. That makes an ideal tray. You don't need a backer on it or anything. We've added all of our finger pulls. So here we've added a track, here we've added a track, and then in a few of the locations, we've just added some little semicircles. So we've just used a stencil set for that, and then we've done a ruler's width for the track. So let's get them all chucked in the box and then we compare the two sets. Right, let's compare the two. So that wraps it up. Both of them are fully decked out with tools, and I think I'm pretty happy with both of them, to be fair. I think the first thing is both of these toolboxes, or both of these drawer systems, are ideal for Shadowfoam. We have Shadowfoam inserts for both of them. They're available in all different colours, dead easy to do, and because the drawers fully extend in both, I'd say both these systems lend themselves to having a foam insert and getting your hand tools organised. There are some advantages for each, so I'll talk through those. The DeWalt, probably the big advantage is the cost. This is 100 quid, 105 pounds. That presents a lot of value to me, I think. You've got the handles on the sides, you've kind of got the wider drawers, so if you're putting in some long tools, so for example, if you're putting in maybe a long set of like bolt cutters or a pry bar or a long extension, you've got a bit of extra width here. So that's an advantage. The one thing this is missing though is the ability to lock the drawers, which the Milwaukee has, which is great. So the Milwaukee, you can lock all 4 drawers and you can access all 4 drawers individually, which is great. But obviously this is about 195 quid. So there's a bit of a jump up in price. So which one is the best? It's kind of up to you to decide, really. I think my opinion is they're both great. They're both ideal. They both lend. If you've got a Milwaukee Packout system, it's a great set of drawers, and I'd recommend adding this to your existing Packout system. And a big thank you to Milwaukee Dave, who sent this 4-drawer box over, so it saved me having to buy one. Go and check out the video we did with Dave. That was a few months ago now, but he's got the most impressive selection of Packouts I think I've seen here in the UK. Thanks again, Dave. And if you've got a DeWalt Toughsystem set up, I would definitely recommend adding this to your setup because it's so easy to use. You can put that right on the bottom of your stack and you can get the tools out without having to take everything away. So both of them are fantastic. I'd love to hear what you think. Are you team yellow? Are you team red? Maybe you've got an allegiance to another brand. Is it Makita, Bosch, Skill maybe? Or is it, you know, Ryobi? Let us know in the comments. We're making videos all the time and we have a lot in the queue, and a load of those are power tool brands. So depending on your comments down below might determine which video we do next. And on that note, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you like that video, why not check out some of our others? We've got new videos coming out every week. And Colin Furs, what's the quickest way for people to see these videos?
Subscribe.